Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. Today we've been given 3 new players to grind for with this Eredivisie Squad Foundations Milestone Objectives. And having 3 players to grind for is worthy of the Whopper button.
Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
The 3 players we can go for are this Van Bergen. He's the prize for the entire group, and he's probably the best one of all. He'd make for an amazing super sub, but you could also even certainly start him. We also can go for the Squad Foundations Gravenberch, who would become the best box-to-box midfielder the Eredivisie has to offer. And we also have Squad Foundations Baumgartl, who is another really strong center back, would be the best Eredivisie center back by far. Plus, he's German, so he's going to link to Klosterman or Neuer or someone like that, so may be able to link him in another way, but I'm going to go over the best way, the fastest way. I'm going to share with you the best players you can use to get this done. But before we do, if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. So this one will also be completed in Managerial Masterpiece. Pretty much all of our player objectives right now are being done in Managerial Masterpiece. And what that means is you have squad restrictions. You can only take a 77 rated squad into this. So that definitely limits what you can do. I will go over the players we can use in just a little bit. So definitely just keep that in mind. But the first thing you have to do is scoring streak. Score 15 goals using Eredivisie players in the FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece with at least 7 Eredivisie players in your starting squad. So what I always like to remind people, you know, we've got other similar ones to this. We have this championship in MLS, which I've completed on my other account. That's the one I'm going to do as Player Objectives Road to Glory. But keep in mind this, say you don't want to grind every last bit of this, definitely just go into one match, message your opponent before the match, say, hey, I'll give you the win, will you let me score 15 goals? And you can do this in one match, and you will collect this Squad Foundations Gravenberch, and you'll get that free player into your team. He's Dutch, so he's going to have nice links if you wanted to have like Frankie de Jong, or if you have Wijnaldum or Virgil or something like that. So, you know, you have some links there. You know, maybe we'll have a future challenge where you need Eredivisie card, so that would really come in handy. So just make sure to go in and knock this one out, even if you don't want to grind everything else, because this one you can do in just one match. So just keep that in mind. If you're going for everything here, though, you're just going to knock this out. The only thing to keep in mind is if you're someone who brings on a really strong loan card or brings on a really strong player, like if you bring on Mane, if you bring Neymar, bring Mbappe on, something like that, then just make sure you are going to get your 15 goals with only Eredivisie players. The next one, similar, assist 15 using Eredivisie players and the Managerial Masterpiece with 7 Eredivisie players in your starting squad. So very similar to that, you know, just as long as you're not bringing on subs that are from another league that are the ones getting all your goals and assists, and this one will just take care of itself, no problem. You only get a 75 plus rated rare player for completing this one. But however, again, if you're having any trouble with that and say you are wanting to bring on lone players, you're not having much success scoring with Eredivisie players, you could certainly message someone before a match and knock out both of these at one time. So both of those could be knocked out in one match and you'd be done and over with it. Just score and assist with Eredivisie players. The next one, this is where the grind kicks in. It's called Playing Time. Play 15 matches in the live FUT Friendly Managerial Masterpiece with at least 7 Eredivisie players in your starting squad. So this one, there's not much getting around it. It's basically, we're just going to have to try to, if you want to make it fast, you've got to try to get up early on your opponent, try to force a rage quit. I've been tinkering with or thinking about maybe I should just come out with something like a 10 depth defense on constant pressure with fast build up and just try to get like 2 early goals, see if I could force some rage quits. But, you know, I don't know if in the end that would help out. If I say I concede 2 early goals myself, you know, is that really going to save me any time? And I don't know. I've just been kind of thinking about that because there's just really not much getting around it unless you can force a rage quit. So, and it seems like people, now the FUT Friendlies are still very competitive, but it seems like I've seen more rage quits of late. You know, now that we've got so many player objectives, all in Managerial Masterpiece. We've got De La Feu, Bellerin, Rodrigo, the MLS, the Championship, the Eredivisie. So all of those are going on at once. Then the next one is winning streak, and this is win 10 matches with the 7 Eredivisie players in your starting squad. Now the hope is you will get at least 10 wins out of your 15 matches, so then you don't have any extra grind. However, if you played 15 matches and only won 8 of them or only won 5 of them, then you're still going to have to keep playing to be able to get those extra cards or to get the whole group complete. So you do have to win 10, but the hope is you'll win 10 out of 15 of your friendly matches, and then you won't have any additional grind. And if you complete all of those, you will get Gravenberch, you will get Baumgartl, and you will get this Van Bergen card. So now let me show you some of the players you can use. Now this one is an interesting challenge because there's just not a ton of like OP Eredivisie players. There's some really good Eredivisie players, but I'm worried the prices are going to rise. So you may want to wait until next week to kind of get this complete. And let's talk about timing on this as well. So this one is done in the friendly for Managerial Masterpiece. So let's take a look at that, and it's in the Milestones tab. So as far as time remaining, right now we have 49 days, 21 hours, 53 minutes to get this taken care of. So, definitely we have plenty of time to knock it out. What they did previously, though, since it's in the Milestones tab, it's not going to expire. So if they extend the Managerial Masterpiece again, then that will also extend the milestone time. It's different from those ones that are in the Objectives tab versus the Milestones tab. So just kind of keep that in mind. The Milestones will not expire when the season does, like De La Feu will, like Bellerin will. So keep that in mind as well. So let's just go into here. And again, you have to have a 77 rating, and you can only have 3 silver players on the team. So one thing I want to talk about first and foremost, I've had a lot of people ask me about this. I'll put a team out here, and then somebody else will make the team, and then it'll be like, Pete, this is an 80 rated squad. What's going on? And remember, you've got to fill your bench up. So always put 3, if you don't have silver players in your starting lineup, put 3 65 rated silvers on your subs bench and 4 low rated golds on the silver bench. I try to put useful golds on my subs bench because sometimes these players that aren't as highly rated don't have as much stamina. Seems like they get tired a little quicker than some of my main players. So someone like, just look for some pace. Like Akium Punk here has 94 pace, solid dribbling, solid shooting. Iko Para can make for a sub and the center back if you need to, but just wanted to point that out. I've had a lot of people ask me about that. Just make sure you fill out your subs bench with these low-rated players, and that will take care of the rating. So for my left wing on the left side, and I'm playing a 4-4-2 second variation. This is just what I'm going to start in for chemistry purposes. And I'll explain again why I'm recommending this. But Sinistera is who I'm recommending on this side. He has really good pace, solid dribbling. But I want to give a shout out as well to David Neres. He would maybe be a little bit better, but I'm going to get to why I'm using Sinistera in just a minute. But if you're building just a pure Eredivisie squad, I would take David Neres over Sinistera. But we have a reason. I think Sinistera will still be very usable for you, no problem at all, but we'll get to that in just a minute. I do like the Sinistera. At striker, we're going to go with Daniel Malin. This has been a really strong card in FIFA the last couple years. This is a perfect card for Managerial Masterpiece. He's only 78 rated, but he plays far beyond that because he has really good pace, strong shooting, good dribbling. He's fairly physical, so this is a perfect card. So definitely recommend having this Malin in your team. And I would also give a shout out to this Bodu card. It's a nice card. It's not quite as nice as Malin. And then we have Carrick on the right, and he's got really good pace. His shooting and passing is okay. His dribbling is okay. A better option is actually this Anthony. But again, I'm going to show you why I'm leaving this where it is right now. But want to give a shout out as well to this Anthony card, who is really strong. In the midfield, there aren't many great ball-winning options, so this Lisandro Martinez is the only one that I really see that could be usable. He's got good pace, really good defense. He has more acceleration than sprint speed, which is what I like. You kind of want your CDMs that can make that quick burst into the passing lane, so I do recommend this Lisandro Martinez. And for my other midfielder, I'm going to say go with this Kudus, who is another strong option. He actually has a little bit of defense, so I'm going to play a 4-4-2, and I'm going to have Lisandro Martinez as kind of my ball winner, and I'm going to have Kudus as more my attack-minded box-to-box. Now, he's not ideal for box-to-box, but he has enough defense to where he can get by, plus he has the pace where you can still whip him in and out and do some stuff, and he's going to offer so much support and attack. Now, the main man you need for Eredivisie, and I don't know if he's going to go up in price, he's been as low as 1,000 coins or less at times. Let's check him out real quick. I'm curious what he is going for at the moment, how much some of these maybe have went up. Can you get them for 1,200 now? 15 million. I'm sure you can get them for 15 million. So Promise, can you get them for? And we just checked 1,200. Can we get them for 2,200? So you can still get them in that 2,000 range. So he has risen, but it's not crazy expensive. But again, what I would say, wait till next week to complete this. You know, you don't have to rush it. We've got plenty of time to get it done, and these prices will all come back down. And so Promise is going to be your main man. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, perfect for FIFA, great pace, you know, shooting, passing, dribbling. He can do it all. Solid stamina. He's going to be my main attacking option. I'm going to have Promise and Malin as my strikers. You know, those are going to be the ones to bang in my Eredivisie goals for me. So definitely, I think Promise is 100% a requirement for this challenge. At my left back, we're going to go with Haps, and at right back, I'm going to recommend Mazrahi. Now, for center backs, there just aren't any really usable center backs, so we're going to have 2 right backs playing center back for our Eredivisie challenge. But I also want to point out, remember, you only have to have 7 Eredivisie players. So say, for instance, you wanted to play Iko Para at center back. You could have Iko Para, another American. You could have the regular gold Aaron Long center back, and then an American keeper, and then you've got a low-rated back line that maybe would play a little better. I don't know, but these right backs would certainly do fine. So I'm going to recommend Kleiber, and he is 6 foot tall, so he's got some good height for the back line. He has really good physical, so I think he's going to do really well. And Dumfries is always made for a good center back in FIFA. Even when he's had some of his boosted cards, some people will take his right back and move it to center back. He's 6'2", so he's tall. He's physical. He's going to make for a really strong center back. And then for keepers in these challenges, whenever we go for low-rated keepers, I just look at height. This Understall is 6'6", so even if he's just a cardboard cutout, it's a little bit more cardboard to take up a little bit more space. So I really like that Understall. Now, the reason I pointed out some of these with this team right here, take a look at this. We have the potential to put Neymar and Mbappe on the bench. Now, I know a lot of people love to use lone Mbappe. So if you look in the top left, you see that rating 77. So you cannot go over 77 rating. So what's interesting with this team is I can have Neymar and Mbappe on the bench if I want to. Now, I'm kind of a purist on this. Whenever we've had these objectives, like when we have that championship objective, I completed that on my other account. Or no, I won all the matches. I still need to play 5 more with when I don't even have to win. But I played it solely with my championship team, and I enjoyed it that. And I'll probably do the same thing where I will only play with an Eredivisie team. But I just wanted to point this out. With this particular team right here, you have room for having Neymar and Mbappe on the bench. So that would certainly make it easier. I know a lot of people love bringing on lone Mbappe. But the reason I'm not starting Anthony over Kirk, like take a look at that. If I put Anthony, if I go from a 75 to a 78, I can no longer have Neymar and Mbappe on the bench. So keep that in mind. That's the reason I had these 75 rated cards in the starting lineup. What I will probably do, again, like I said, maybe I'll just have one. Let me just see if I could have Neymar on the bench. If I go with Neres, I'm pretty sure I can. And if I have Anthony, so this is probably what I will do, something like this. And then I'll have Neymar on the bench or Mbappe on the bench just in case I get in trouble and I'm down a goal and I need a goal. That's probably what I'll do, but I'll probably try to win it with this team. But I just wanted to point out that other team that I have with Sinistera out here and with the Carrick, I think is a very strong team as well. We'll be able to take care of business for you. Now let's take a look at what we are playing for. Let's go over to this Eredivisie, and we'll look at our concept players to take a look at what all we are trying to bring into our team. So first, it's this Van Bergen. Now, this is for the whole group, but if you look at that, pace, 97 acceleration, 95 sprint speed. First thought I think of is someone like Hirving Lozano. You know, the Hirving Lozano 85 rated card was like over 100,000 coins, so keep that in mind. This would be very similar. 99 agility, 92 balance. Composure's a little poor, but you're more asking someone like this Van Bergen to open up space, to unlock defenses, to use his pace. So I think it will be a nice card. Also 98 stamina, but the only thing I don't like about it is that 75 composure. Also his passing is a little poor, but it's not uncommon to see that. But overall, I do really like this Van Bergen card. I think it would make for an outstanding super sub, and certainly you could play him in your team as well. Also, center back, this Baumgartl is pretty nice. I wish the acceleration and sprint speed was reversed. I prefer it, especially like on my backline players. You know, if I've got Baumgartl trying to chase down Mbappe, then I'm probably already lost, whether, you know, no matter what his pace is. So I would rather him be 83 acceleration, 73 sprint speed, so he could just make those quick bursts in the box, get up to speed a little bit faster. But still, you know, I would put a shadow on this one, would make him 83 acceleration, 93 sprint speed. His strength is already superb at 94, would really boost his defending as well. He's 6'3", so he would be a presence at the back, so really nice card as well. And then the other one we're going for is this Gravenberch. And again, another really strong difference maker in the midfield. I don't like that he's medium. I've never liked my midfielders to be medium. I would rather them, you know, commit to attack or commit to defense. It seems like when they're medium, they just kind of hang around at the halfway circle and don't really commit either way. But still, it's a very nice all-around box-to-box card that I think would be fun to play for. And again, I've always loved completing player objectives. On my other account, I have a Player Objectives Road to Glory. I've got my first episode of that out, so make sure to check that out. But this is going to wrap it up for now, boys. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, check the description, join my Discord. But I will see you guys soon. Bye.